So, yeah, really great talk so far, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about what we do at Creative United. So, as you can see, we're all about supporting the creative economy in the UK, with the purpose of making the arts and creativity and culture accessible by supporting the people that produce it, make it, show it, sell it, craft it. So the people that run the businesses and the organisations. So just a quick straw poll in the room. So who in here would say that they run a creative business? That's probably most people. Are most people kind of digitally, or are there other things going on? Or who's the digital? A few of those. Other people, would you say you're more kind of a traditional creative? Are you designer makers, fashion, music, all of those things? And are you running businesses that employ other people, or would you say that in the room we have sole traders and freelancers? Who's a sole trader? Who runs a business that employs people?
I've employed people sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think a lot of art industries have people that come in on occasion.
That's right, yeah, they use other freelancers. Anyone in here would say they're a not-for-profit organisation? Okay, we've got a real mix. That's really good, because we deal with a mix of creative and cultural organisations, so that's good. Just before we move on, I'll just tell you what these things along the bottom mean. I'll be mostly talking about creative industry finance, just to give you a broader view of what we do. Own Art is another of our programmes, and that enables people to buy contemporary art from their local galleries in an affordable way, so they can buy art or craft in interest-free instalments, so people aren't priced out of purchasing a piece of great contemporary art, maybe piece from their local artist or from an art fair, kind of breaking down the barriers of what it means to be able to purchase art. It's not just for those people that have got loads of cash. You know, you can go into your local galleries and actually buy art, so artists make money. It's a novel idea. Take It Away is a similar programme that allows children and young people to have access to musical instruments, again through purchasing them in interest-free instalments, so either themselves or their parents can buy it for them. So people aren't priced out of owning their own musical instruments, very important. Arts Card is a newer programme that we have, which is looking at creativity and culture as an employee benefit. So employers delivering offers to their employees, because arts and culture is good for us and good for employees. So that's a little overview of Creative United. We do other bits and bobs, but they're the main things. So, click. Creative Industry Finance. The Warwick Commission, Warwick University made a report, and they said this very nice thing about us, that we're a driver for creative and cultural growth. So that's our driver, that's what we want to do, and that's what we want to help other businesses achieve. And we're supported by Arts Council England. So we are one of the programmes of work that they support, which is trying to support the creative industries as well as just the traditional arts and cultural organisations. So they provide us with funding for us to deliver free business advice, and then we do access to finance as well, which is not through the Arts Council but through a range of lending partners. Well, we'll come on to that, but we are one of the ways that Arts Council is trying to get out there and support the whole broad palette of creative and cultural businesses. So our aims are quite simple, really. Well, we want to help people achieve great things with their companies. That's basically it. Increase access to finance, improve business skills and commercial acumen, and then provide an evidence base for how accessing loan finance can work for a creative business. It's one of those areas where there were lots of reports written about the difficulties for creative businesses compared to other industries accessing a loan from their bank or from another place. A couple of factors were the main reasons. One, the lenders thought the businesses were too risky, they might not understand their business models. And And two, the people asking for the finance maybe felt less confident in understanding what it was that they were articulating when they went to their bank to say we need a loan. Maybe they needed a bit of support with how they can present what it is that they do. So this is where we came along to see if we could help address that. We're also, I just popped this slide in there today because I was asked to come and talk today because we've recently partnered with Creative Network South, which is a partnership of Hampshire Chamber of Commerce and universities, arts organisations and networks in this region. So we've joined that gang so we can reach more businesses with what we do. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here today. So creative industry finance, if you do another click, something should happen. There we go. We have 29 business advisors, some of which are in this region, some of which are in far-flung corners of England. Through our business providers, business advisors, funded by Arts Council England, we can provide up to 12 hours of free business advice. That in itself is incredibly valuable for a lot of people running businesses of all shapes and sizes, let alone accessing finance. Just having someone come in and work with them and help them, be that second set of eyes and that sounding board has meant so much to so many businesses. So that's incredibly worthwhile, and you get that's free, that's there, that's the first thing that we do. And then the other thing we do is access to finance. We have 9 lending partners. Now, loans, you have to repay them. We're all about how different kinds of money can be used effectively and successfully in different ways. So you could be a business that uses a grant, that uses crowdfunding, but also might take a loan to do a particular thing that those other things can't do. So it's all about making your own funding cocktail. You can use actual booze as well, but sometimes you can use money in your cocktail. And so we're looking at how the right kind of loan from the right kind of lender for your particular kind of business can work. And if you want to explore that and maybe go down that road, we can help you do that. There are different lending partners for different kinds of businesses. Some of our lending partners will only work with charities or social enterprises or not-for-profits. Some of them work with sole traders or commercial businesses. We've got a peer-to-peer lender. Some of them just work with arts organisations. Arts Impact Fund, another Arts Council initiative, we work with those guys. So we have lots of different kinds of loan finance providers for lots of different kinds of businesses. So we're trying to see where we can make the roots work into this area. So if you are on the programme, on the Creative Industry Finance programme, the first thing you get is up to 12 hours business advice and investment readiness support. So what does that actually mean? It would probably mean your first few meetings with your business advisor, they'll look at your business plan. If you don't have a business plan, or you have something written on a scrap of paper, that's probably where they'll jump in with you and start working with you. Say the word business plan to a lot of people that run creative businesses, or let alone any business, and they kind of run away screaming, it's really dull and boring, I don't want to write one of those. A business plan can be whatever you want it to be. It's a design, it's a vision for your business, and it's where you fill in the detail about how you're going to make that happen. So it can be as lively and as interesting as you want to make it. And an advisor coming in can help you steer you through that and strengthen a business plan, which is your blueprint for your vision of success. So that's what they'll come in to do, and then should you want to look at accessing finance, we look at the range of lenders that we have. We also look at how those lenders can be used with a grant, with crowdfunding, with other kinds of partnerships that might work for you. And then if you make a loan application to one of our lending partners, we support you through that. And hopefully those that get through that process and take a loan, we're also there to provide post-loan support as well. So as I say, we can help create or strengthen that business plan. These are just some of the outcomes that you might find. We can help you design your own achievable growth or sustainability strategy. So they mean different things to different businesses. If If you're a straight up commercial company, you're a designer, you make products, you sell them through retail, you want to maybe achieve something which is about growth, how do you scale up? If you're a charitable arts organisation, that isn't what you want to do, but you do want to be sustainable. How do you continue to do the good work that you do and support the artists that you support? How can you do that moving forward when the funding landscape is changing, to put it mildly? We can help you understand and manage your cash flow and your forecasting. You need to understand how your money is coming in so you know when it's coming in and what to do with it, so how you can put it to good use and get it out there again, and how you can get a return on investment for the work that you're doing. And we can help prepare you for finance and investment, because sometimes it's not just enough to say, okay, give me £25,000. What are you actually going to do with that money? How are you going to make it work for you? How are you going to get the maximum impact out of that? And how is it going to be sustainable moving forward? So we can look at all of those things. This is what we did in the first year. Then I realised today that we actually have new stats, and I should have updated that. So, our first year of the England-wide programme finished in about September, and I think since then we've got over 200 businesses that we've been supporting with that one-to-one work. That equals over 1,500 hours of advice we've delivered so far, and over £350,000 of loan finance so far. Some of the journeys that the businesses take to receiving loan finance, some of them just have a few hours of advice, they're ready, they go off, they might get a loan quite quickly. Some of the businesses we've been working with, that journey has lasted over a year or so. You know, they might have needed a bit more tender loving care for them to get to that point. And some of the businesses or organisations we work with, they don't take a loan at all, and that's fine, because what actually worked for them was just having an advisor with them to go through some of that strategy, some of that business planning, some of that sustainable thinking for their organisations. So just before I wrap up, I thought I'd give you some examples of some organisations that we've supported. We've had a year or so of being working across England, and before that we had a couple of years where we were trying out the model. So this is a mix of businesses from the pilot programme that we had and the full national programme we have now. Opera Up Close. They're an opera touring company, but they also have their own theatre now. They've taken opera out of the rarefied concert hall, and they'll do it in a pub or a working man's club or at your mate's party. They did it at our launch party, it was amazing. So they realised touring for them was actually a money earner. So they wanted to invest in that. They had a plan, they took some business advice, they managed to get the loan that they need. So they've been able to employ a development officer as well through taking that loan. So that development officer will be helping them fundraise. So it's helping them leverage ways to get more money in from using the money wisely that we help them get. And they say that their business model became more stable. So that was really great to help them achieve that. Brownswood Recordings is a different kind of organisation. It's a record label run by a BBC DJ called Giles Peterson. Their thing is to just sign artists they love, usually a little bit left field, a little bit alternative, a little bit indie electronica. They've been using an interesting mix. They've been using that funding cocktail. They get some Arts Council money, they've had PRS Music Foundation money, they've had a loan from us, they've been having the supporters of their bands. So they've managed to use these different methods to run their record label. And again, through taking finance and advice and finance with Creative Industry Finance, it helped them through a difficult cash flow period, got them over a point where they just needed to know that there was money coming through. And then doing that, they could explore other ways of getting finance and funding in to continue signing their artists. So it worked for them. Anthony Hartley is an amazing furniture designer from Yorkshire. We've actually supported him and helped him get 2 loans now, so he's one of our success stories. The first time that that we supported him. He wanted to go to an international trade show. He wanted to explore and expand where he could export his work to, and needed to go and make those connections. So I think he used some of the money for that. Some of the money went into his own studio. They set up their own studio up in Yorkshire. So that was creating a sustainable place, an asset for them. And it just helped him, you know, do the thing that he loved doing for a living. So that was really great that we could do that. Margot Selby, different kind of business again, a textile designer, maker, weaver. Her business advisor told her to move out of London and go to Whitstable, where she might find more affordable studios, and actually the kind of artist scene there would be better for her. And I think it's worked out really well for her. She's going from strength to strength. And interestingly, she told us that her business sense, it might be intuitive for some, but she didn't feel it was intuitive for her. So getting that expert advice really helped her understand certain key areas of finance and growth. Because you don't have to be expert in all of this, but you can get advice to help you understand it enough. So that's what we did for her, and she overcome some challenges and now is doing some really good work. We worked with these guys quite recently. They're fashion designers. I think they were at Paris Fashion Week and London Fashion Week this year. So they're doing really well. So one thing I liked about this story is, yes, we supported them with advice, but they already had their ambitions looking forward. So we were working with them in just one step of the way, but they're thinking about expanding their operations and their clotheslines already. Very ambitious pair. And I think the last one, this is the last one, these are film video makers. So we've had a real range of creative sectors there. We do a real range of stuff. These guys had something very specific they wanted to do. They're busy boys. They wanted to employ an editor to work on a piece of film that they'd already filmed, so they could go off and do more work. So it was not a lot of money, it was £7,000 I think, but just a key strategic point. They wanted to use that funding to employ someone to do a piece of work where they could go off and work on new business. And again, they've got their dream is to become the next Coen brothers, so just that little bit of work that we've done with them could be the thing that helps them on the way to that. So it's really exciting. Next slide I think is just, yes, this is where you can find us. Our website has some more details, and if you want to get involved in the programme, there's an online form where you can tell us all about your business. From what you tell us about your business, we match you up with a business advisor. It's a little bit like a dating site, but not really. And we have Twitter, Facebook and all the rest of it as well. So thank you very much.